Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Kalachanji Radha Kalachanji Radha Kalachanji Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Shri Radhe Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Gurudeva Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Nashtaprayeshu abadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. Om ajnanatimirandasya nananjana shalakaya chakshurun militam yena tasmai shri gurave namaha. So this... Sorry, it's been a long time since I've given class, so I forgot what needs to be done. Please forgive my transgressions. So we are supposed to cover from text 54 until the end of the chapter. This is chapter 11 of the 10th canto. 10th canto is called the Samam Bonam. There are 10 subjects matters of the Srimad Bhagavatam, and the 10th canto talks about the most important aspect, and the 11th chapter is entitled The Childhood Pastimes of Krishna, and today we will be starting from text 54 until 59, and 58 is the focus verse. So how do we do? We just do the translation. Okay, so it's no, it's fine. I won't be able to see. Yeah, that's fine, Prabhu. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so maybe we can do the translations and then text 54. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
When the
Rama.
cowherd men and women heard about the killing of Bakasur in the forest, they were very much astonished. Upon seeing Krishna and hearing the story, they received Krishna very eagerly, thinking that Krishna and the other boys had returned from the mouth of death. Thus, they looked upon Krishna and the boys with silent eyes, not wanting to turn their eyes aside now that the boys were safe.
The cowherd men, headed by Nanda Maharaj, began to contemplate. It is very astonishing that although this boy Krishna has many times faced many varied causes of death, by the grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it was these causes of fear that were killed instead of him.
Although the causes of death, the Daityas, were very fierce, they could not kill this boy Krishna. Rather, because they came to kill innocent boys, as soon as they approached, they themselves were killed. exactly like flies attacking a fire.
The words of persons in full knowledge of Brahman never become untrue. It is very wonderful that whatever Garga Muni predicted, we are now actually experiencing in all detail.
In this way, all the cowherd men headed by Nanda Maharaj enjoyed topics about pastimes of Krishna and Balaram, great transcendental pleasure, and they could not even perceive material tribulations.
In this way, Krishna and Balaram passed their childhood age in Rajabhumi by engaging in activities of childish play, such as playing hide and seek, constructing a make-believe bridge on the ocean, and jumping here and there like monkeys.
So we do the Sanskrit for 58. Iti nandadayo gopa. Iti nandadayo gopa. Krishna Rama katham muda. Krishna Rama katham muda. Kurvanto ramamanascha. Kurvanto ramamanascha. Navindam bhavach vedanam. Navindan bhavavedanam. Iti nandadayo gopa. Krishna Rama katam muda. Kurvanto ramamanascha. Navindan bhavavedanam. Iti nandadayo gopa. Krishna Rama katan mudan. Kurvanto ramamanascha. Navindan bhavavedan. Iti nandadayo gopa. Krishna Rama katam muda. Kurvanto ramamanascha. Navindan bhavavedanam. Anyone else? Iti nandadayo gopa. Krishna Rama katham muda. Kurvanto ramamanascha. Navindan bhavavedanam. Iti nandadayo gopa. Krishna Rama katam muda. Kurvanto ramamanascha. Navindan bhavavedanam. Iti. In this way, Nandadayaha, all the cowherd men headed by Nanda Maharaj, Gopaha, cowherd men, Krishna Rama Katham, narration of incidents in connection with Bhagavan Krishna and Rama, Muda, in great transcendental pleasure. Kurvantaha, doing that. Ramamanaha, cha, enjoyed life and increased their affection for Krishna. Avindan, perceived. Bhavavedanam, the tribulations of material existence. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada's disciples ki jai. Translation. In this way, all the cowherd men headed by Nanda Maharaj enjoyed topics about the pastimes of Krishna and Balaram with great transcendental pleasure, and they could not even perceive material tribulations. Purport. Here is an instruction about the result of studying or discussing the Krishna Leelas that appear in Srimad Bhagavatam. Sadyo hridyavarudyate atra kritibi shushrushrubis tat kshanat. Srimad Bhagavatam 1:1-2. Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda in Vrindavan appeared like ordinary persons of this material world, but they never felt the tribulations of this world, although they sometimes met many dangerous situations created by the demons. This is a practical example. If we follow in the footsteps of Nanda Maharaj and the Gopas, we can all be happy simply by discussing the activities of Krishna. Anartopashamam sakshat bhakti yogam adokshaje lokasya janato vidvams chakre satvata samhitam. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.7.6. Vyasadev has given this literature so that everyone may understand one's transcendental position simply by discussing Bhagavata Katha. Even at the present moment, everyone everywhere can be happy and free from material tribulations by following Srimad Bhagavatam. There is no need of austerities and penances, which in this age are very difficult to perform. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has therefore declared, Sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. By our Krishna consciousness movement, we are trying to distribute Srimad Bhagavatam so that anyone in any part of the world can be absorbed in the Krishna consciousness movement by chanting and hearing about the activities of Krishna and be free from all material tribulations. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So, let's go to verse 54. In 54, we see that Krishna, the Gopas, they are discussing about how Krishna, even though he was a little boy, he was able to kill Bakasura, and they were very much astonished. So the Gopas and the Gopis, they honored Krishna with adritaha by looking at him. And simply by looking at him and remaining silent, they honored him. And it is mentioned that in the verse that Ati Priya, that and Trishtata Ikshana. Trishna means thirst, and Ikshana means the eyes. The thirst for the eyes are removed just by looking at Krishna. So in this material world, the senses have thirst. They want to enjoy. But simply by engaging the senses in the angas of bhakti, one's thirst becomes nourished. So the residents of Vrindavan, just by looking at Krishna with his wonderful activities, they could, by their aikshanta, or by just viewing, they could feel the satisfaction within not just their whole, not just with their eyes, but with their minds, the whole body. And also because the residents of Vrindavan, especially the Gopas, they were little older. When they were looking, they were also looking with affection. Is my son, is my child, is he wounded? He killed Bakasura, such a big, powerful demon. So as they were looking, not just looking, but they were looking with affection. When we look at Sri Kalachandji, we can stare at him as much as we want, and he will not mind. In this material world, if you stare at someone constantly, they'll probably take offense, right? It's like, why is he looking at me like this so much? But you look at Krishna, Krishna will not mind. He'll actually be very happy. Oh, my devotee is looking at me. So this is the mood of the Brajvasis. They love looking at Krishna, and just by looking at the Lord, they become completely satisfied and happy. So in the gopis, they were so astonished looking at Krishna that Shukadev Goswami, he specifically calls out the Gopas and the Gopis in verse 54. This is to also emphasize the higher position of the Gopis, on how much they love Krishna, the intense prema that they have. So this is very important, that we learn to develop this affection by following in the footsteps of the great souls. And Shukadev Goswami, he is specifically emphasizing how that Krishna, he was so attached to the gopis that even he was glancing at them. So generally people want to see God, but the love for the Brajbasis, they had so much love that Krishna wanted to see them. So by following in the footsteps of the great souls, we can also develop a little hint of that. So in text 55, we will see that, so 55, 56, 57, these three verses, they describe the amazement of the cowherd men in discussing the pastimes of Krishna. So in 55, we see that that the residents, especially the Gopas, they are discussing with Nanda Maharaj, and they're saying that, he's a little boy, but look what he's done. I mean, so many calamities have come upon him, and he hasn't been affected. This is amazing, because generally a little calamity comes upon anyone, they are impacted. And here, the persons who are trying to cause that harm, they are getting destroyed. So the Gopas, they're telling Nanda Maharaj, how wonderful is it that Krishna's exploits are so magnanimous that even the calamities, they are getting destroyed. So our acharyas, especially Jiva Goswami, he says that, so he says, aho bata. So aho means like astonishment, and bata means lamentation. And aho bata means extreme lamentation. So there were extreme amount of sufferings that came upon Krishna and the Brajbasis, but all of them got destroyed. So, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the first canto, there is a very famous verse, I believe in the first chapter, Apanna Shamshritim Goram Yan Nama vivasho grinan tada sadyo vimuchyeta yad bibeti swayam bhayam. That living beings who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death can be freed simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. So just by chanting the holy names of the Lord, the living entities, tada sadyo vimuchyeta, they become freed. Yad bibeti swayam bhayam. That swayam bhayam, fear personified, is fearful of Krishna. Krishna's holy name. And so imagine the position of the Brijbasis, not just someone who is chanting the holy name, but someone who are looking at Krishna like their own. He is ours. He is my child. Look at their position. So we can see that it is very important to learn this, that if you try to do anything which can inconvenience Krishna or Krishna's devotees, then you will get into trouble. So this is something that we can learn, is we should conduct ourselves in such a way that we do not cause any inconvenience to Krishna or Krishna's devotees. And in the next verse, 56, we'll see that the Gopas, they are telling that the causes of death, the Daityas were very fierce, but they could not kill this boy. And even though they came to kill this innocent boy, as soon as they approached Krishna, they were killed. So our acharyas, they give this example of Krishna being the flame and these demons like being those insects that want to rush into the flame. So anyone who tries to hurt Krishna or the Krishna consciousness movement or Krishna's devotees, they will be destroyed, just like the moths that rush towards the flame, and they will be burnt, and nothing happens to the flame. So this is very, very instructive, that we understand that the demons, they could not do anything to Krishna. And because of their violent sins, they were completely destroyed. And the last verse, 57, so these three verses, they talk about how the Gopas are discussing. This is very important to understand, and why I'm emphasizing this is, when we come to the focus verse today, we will see in the purport how this relates. So the Gopas there, Nanda Maharaj, he's reminiscing that that the words of Gargamuni, it never becomes false, because he says that the words of those persons who are self-realized are never actually false. So Gargamuni, we know, Gargamuni had given Krishna his name, and it was done in Krishna in the barn, in the cowshed, and there were never any. There was not much of fanfare, even though it was a great ceremony. Gargamuni, he knew the past, present, and future, and he looked at Krishna, and he could understand that Krishna was the Supreme Lord, and he advised Nanda Maharaj that, there will be great calamities, but you should take care of the son, and he will bring good fortune upon you. So we see that here in this verse, Nanda Maharaj is telling that the words of the persons who are self-realized, they are never untrue. And Srila Prabhupada, he also gave us a formula. He said, I think it was, if you come to Mangalarti for 12 years or 14 years, something like that, anything that you say is going to be perfect. Right? So he said, if you come for Mangalarti every day, whatever you speak is true, will become true. So you see, the words of the great souls, they never are false. We see this also manifest. Gargamuni, he knew that Krishna had all the qualities of Narayana, and so he told them that, take care of your son. And when Nanda Maharaj was taking care of Krishna, it is said that they did not feel any material tribulation, even though they had so many problems. So say it's like when you practice Krishna consciousness, problems will come, but suffering is optional. So you can practice as much as you want. You can be happy in Krishna consciousness. You will definitely have problems, but suffering is optional. It's up to you if you want to or if you don't want to. So Krishna's so the gopas, sometimes there were other gopas, other cowherd men who were not necessarily Brijbasis. They would come to Nanda Maharaj and they would say, listen, you've grown old. Half of your life is gone. At least now practice tapa, renunciation, practice charity, practice all these other things, practice smarana on Lord Vishnu. Do all these things. You're wasting your life. More than half your life is gone. And Nanda Maharaj would say, yes, I need to cultivate vairagya. I'm very attached to my family. I don't cultivate any knowledge, gnana, or I don't have any. I don't practice any austerity tapa. But Nanda Maharaj, in his heart of hearts, he'll say, I'm not doing anything. But then, when he tries to do, he can't do anything because he's so attached to Krishna. He's taking care of Krishna. And the Gopas, they would say, listen, everything is going waste. You should spend your time. And Nanda Maharaj would think, I'm not able to do anything. All I can do is take care of my little child, Krishna. So this is the great fortune of Nanda Maharaj, that even though he wanted to do all these things, he couldn't, because he was doing something far greater than japa, tapa, vairagya and all these things. So in this focus verse for today, we'll see that, and just read the translation once again. In this way, all the cowherd men headed by Nanda Maharaj enjoyed topics about the pastimes of Krishna and Balaram with great transcendental pleasure, and they could not even perceive material tribulations. So in the purport, the few things are mentioned which I want to highlight. First, the concept of how great devotees, even though they are born in this material world and appear like ordinary persons, they are not. So here the example is given in the purport of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda. They are born in Vrindavan and they appear like ordinary material persons, but they are not. So this is something very important. Even amongst us in Kalachanji Dham, we have many devotees and they may appear like ordinary persons, but they are not. And we have to be extremely careful. And also, I wanted to see how the Gopas and Gopis, how they were relating to Krishna. here it says, Iti Nandadayo Gopa Krishna Rama Katam Muda Kurvanto Ramamanascha Navindan Bhavavedanam. Kurvanto Ramamanascha. So they were not just discussing about Krishna or interacting with Krishna, but they were also Ramamanascha. They were also playing with Krishna. This is very astonishing. So Jiva Goswami, he says, he quotes, there is a verse in the previous chapters where Shukadev Goswami, he is glorifying the good fortune of the Gopas and the friends of Krishna. He is saying, Aho bhagyam, Nanda Gopa Vrajokasam, Yanmitram Paramanandam, Purnam Brahma Sanatanam. Saying, Aho bhagyam, what great fortune, what great fortune. Nanda Gopa Vrajokasam. These boys, who is their friend? Nanda Gopa Vraja. These boys of Vraja, they are friends with the Gopa, who is the son of Nanda. And why is this so fortunate? Yanmitram Paramanandam Purnam Brahma Sanatanam. They are friends with Brahmananda, Purnam Brahma. That eternal Lord who is Purnam Brahma Sanatana is our friend. And the Gopas, they sometimes are putting their hand on Krishna, sometimes they're pushing him, sometimes they're eating off his plate, sometimes they're, teasing him, making fun of him. This is not ordinary. This is not something that can be achieved just like that. That is why Shukadev is saying, Aho bhagyam, what great fortune, what great fortune. So, here in the commentaries of the Acharyas, Sanatan Goswami, he's commenting on this verse. He's saying that they were so absorbed in Krishna consciousness that they could not feel even the suffering of the material world. In fact, they did not even know what is suffering. So this is the greatness of the Krishna consciousness of the Brajbasis, is forget about knowing suffering. They did not forget about experiencing suffering while living in this material world. They did not even know what that is. And this is the state of Krishna consciousness that we all would like to cultivate and hopefully attain one day. In this Bhagavad culture, we see that when you're absorbed in hearing and chanting, the material world does not really affect you. And Srila Prabhupada, he established Bhagavad culture all over the world with his sincere followers and trying to expand this movement. We should be grateful to Srila Prabhupada for his Bhaktivedanta purports. These Bhaktivedanta purports are not ordinary texts, and the words of the pure devotee, they are specifically tailor-made for the Kali Yuga audience. It is important that we learn to take shelter of the nectarian purports of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, he didn't want to come to this material world, but Krishna told him, go down and write those books. So those books are actually non-different from Krishna's personal instructions for us. And we are getting personal instructions from Krishna through Srila Prabhupada's books. When do I stop, Mataji? Can you please tell me? Around 8:20, we can start discussing. 8:20? So another 4 minutes? Okay. Okay. So by discussing Krishna consciousness, here it is mentioned how the residents of Vrindavan, by discussing about Krishna, they were able to transcend. We see in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in some of the earlier chapters, I think it's in chapter 7, Shri Raja Vacha, Yena Yena Avatarena, Bhagwan Harihi Ishvara, Karoti Karna Ramyani, Mano Vignani, Chana Prabhu, Yash Shrinvatam Apaiti Aratir Vitrishna, Sattvam Cha Shuddhayate Achirena Pumsa, Bhaktir Harati Tat Purushe Cha Sakyam, Tadeva Haram, Vad Manase Chet. So there is this verse which is quoted by Parikshit Maharaj, and he talks about 5 things that happen when one takes up to the process of listening Srimad Bhagavatam. So he says, Shri Raja Vacha, Yena Yena Avatarena Bhagavan Harihi Ishvaraha. So when you listen to the pastimes of Krishna, what happens? Karoti Karna Ramyani Mano Vignani Chana Prabhu. First of all, these pastimes should be heard with great attention. And when these pastimes enter the ears, you become Ramyani. You become, first of all, you become very, very happy. Then, Yash Shrinvatam Apaiti Aratir Vitrishna. Yash Shrinvatam. By hearing Apaiti, this, some things vanish. What vanishes? The first thing that Aratir. So Rati means great attachment. We have great attachment for this material world. We have great attachment for everything which is related to this body. So Parikshit Maharaj is saying, Yash Shrinvatam Apaiti Aratir. This attachment, first of all, is gone. This vanishes. With Trishna. Trishna means thirst. The senses have a great thirst for satisfying by engaging in the objects of the senses. But Parikshit Maharaj says, Yash Shrinvatam Apaiti Aratir Vitrishna. That Trishna, that thirst, that hankering for sense gratification, it vanishes. Then it says, Sattvam cha shuddhayati achirena pumsa. So then next thing that happens is Sattvam means the supreme absolute truth. The devotee, he becomes situated in the supreme absolute truth. He becomes situated in Krishna consciousness. Sattvam cha shuddhayati achirena pumsa. The devotee, he becomes pure. So that is the third thing that happens. First thing is you stop your hankering. Second thing that happens is you get out of this bodily attachments. Third is you become pure. And then it is mentioned, Bhaktir harau tat purushe cha sakhyam. So next thing that is mentioned is you become attached to devotees. So if you become attached to devotees, then that is the perfection of your life. And here Parikshit Maharaj is saying that if you somehow make it a point to listen to Srimad Bhagavatam, listen to Krishna Katha on a daily basis, then you develop deep friendships with the devotees of Krishna. And then he says, Tadeva haram vad manyase chet. That, and he prays vad manyase chet. He says, oh dear Shukadev, if you think I am eligible, then please tadeva haram, please garland me with these pastimes, these narrations of Krishna. So these 5 things happen when one takes to Krishna consciousness. So it is very important that we learn to take advantage of the, when we are living in the devotee community, we learn to take advantage of these good fortune that we have. Practically saying that sometimes we see that devotees, they are not even aware of the sufferings of this material world. At work sometimes people share, I'm having this problem and I'm having that problem, and I'm thinking, we are just so fortunate, we never have to deal with any of these, just because we are trying to practice Krishna consciousness. This is a great fortune. In the Nectar of Devotion, Rupa Goswami, he defines pure devotional service. He says that pure devotional service has 6 qualities, and he says that the first quality is kleshagni, means anything which is troubling the heart is no longer present. So there are 6 things: kleshagni, shubhada. Shubhada means the devotee who's practicing Krishna consciousness, their life becomes auspicious. And moksha lagutakrit. And the third thing that happens is they just give up, even kick out moksha. And the fourth quality of pure devotional service is sudurlabha, that it is very rare. And sandrananda visheshatma. And the devotee who's practicing Krishna consciousness, he becomes extremely blissful, like extremely. And the last symptom of a person who's situated in pure devotional service is Sri Krishna Karshanicha. So that Krishna, he wants to come and take a look. He wants to take darshan of his devotees. So these 6 aspects are manifest in a devotee who's practicing Krishna consciousness. And we see that this in the life of all the Bhagavatas. For example, when Maharaj Yudhishthir, he saw that Vidura, he had come back to Hastinapur. He welcomed Vidura, and this very famous verse which is there in the first canto, Bhava Vida Bhagavata Tirtha Bhuta Swayam Vibho Tirti Kurvanti Tirtani Svanta Swena Gadabrataha. He says, oh my dear Vidura, Bhava Vida Bhagavata, you are a great Bhagavata. Tirtha Bhuta Swayam Vibho. And you yourself are a Tirtha, a place of pilgrimage, a holy place. Because the Supreme Lord is situated within your heart. And not only that, Tirti Kurvanti Tirtani. You are so exalted that you even purify the places of pilgrimage. And Svanta Svena Gadabrataha. And this is our good fortune. So, this is what I would like to emphasize, that somehow if we can, I know I said a lot, but I want to just end on a couple of things. Some take-homes is, if we can remain absorbed in the process of hearing and chanting, then this entrapment of this material world will not affect us. And if we can take association of the devotees of Krishna and we discuss Krishna Katha, then that will be the best thing. We can become Mahabhagya, greatly fortunate. And if we take to this process, as mentioned in the purport, Sadhyo Hridya Varudyate Atra Kritivi Shushrushubhis Tatshanat, that very soon all the things which are troubling us, immediately they go away. Tatshanat, immediately. So if we take to this process of Krishna consciousness, then without any fail, immediately there will be good fortune. And this is what that in this verse again, today's translation. In this way, the cowherd men headed by Nanda Maharaj enjoyed topics about the pastimes of Krishna and Balaram with great transcendental pleasure, and they could not even perceive material tribulations. So I know I'm a little bit over time. I like to stop here. See if anyone has any comments or any corrections, questions, anything.
Hare Krishna, Narahari Prabhu. Thank you for such a wonderful class, and please keep giving more classes because there were so many nice points, and I really like this one especially where you said that attachment to hearing to Hari Katha would develop our attachment to appreciating devotees or attachment to devotees. And I think that goes, that's such a deep understanding, because when we probably don't have good thoughts, or let's say we do aparads towards Vaishnavas, that's because we are not really hearing enough Hari Katha, or we are not relishing Hari Katha. So that was a very nice point. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hi Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome back. I know all these months that you were having health tribulations. Every now and then I would ask you, Prabhu, are you ready to give class? Are you ready to give class? And you're like, no, Mataji. If I'm coughing, sometimes sometimes when I'm talking, I start coughing. And when I start coughing, sometimes I faint. I know it is, it sounds like it's a laughing matter, but this is serious. I'm actually fainting when I'm coughing. And I was like, no, Prabhu, when are you giving class? So thank you. We thank Kalachandji that he has brought you back to share this nectar with us. We thank your wife and your son. You just moved to the community, and your health gave you so many tribulations. Even the doctors didn't know what is going on with your body. And today Kalachandji is giving you this verse. So, and you are giving us so much nectar.
Thank you for not giving up on me, Mataji.
How can we give up when we know the nectar you have?
Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
Thank you. I'm grateful to all the devotees. I don't deserve to be here, but somehow by all the mercy of the devotees, I'm here. And somehow Krishna is still very kind upon me. He hasn't given up on me. So, and the devotees are even more merciful. So my obeisances to all the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I just wanted to add my appreciations to the other devotees who've spoken before me. And I just wanted to say how much I appreciated the point you made about how when, it was mentioned in the purport as well, when we talk about Krishna, all tribulations go away. And this made me reflect how, because you said that all the tribulations, all the calamities that came upon Krishna, when Krishna experienced them, they just, he defeated them all. So in the same way, when we're chanting Hare Krishna, if we absorb ourselves in Krishna, because Krishna is able to nullify all calamities. Similarly, by our meditation and chanting Krishna's names, we can also, because he nullifies calamities, then by meditating on him, we also can nullify our calamities just by thinking of him.
Thank you, Prabhu. I feel really embarrassed sitting here. I think we see disciples of Srila Prabhupada who've been practicing Krishna consciousness even before I was born. And I'm sitting here and giving class when I should be hearing from all of you. So I'm sorry. But thank you for encouraging me with your presence here and sharing your thoughts and with your association. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
What you just said also I thought was very inspiring, that we encourage each other by our presence. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Yes, Govinda.
Well, Prabhuji, thank you for that very nice class. I just have one question. How do you take negative situations in a positive way?
How do you take negative situations in a positive way? It's a very good question, Govinda. So first of all, we have to understand that Krishna is in control. Right? Krishna is our master and he controls our lives. So sometimes devotees, they don't have any karma, right? So generally when the people of this material world, when they are experiencing any problems, that is because of their karma. But when devotees, they experience any problems, it is not because of their karma. It is because Krishna is trying to teach them something, or he is trying to teach others through them on how they conduct themselves during a time of the problem. So first of all, we have to understand that if anything happens, it is by the will of the Lord. And at that time, we should also learn or contemplate and take guidance on what is the best way to handle and conduct ourselves so that Krishna becomes happy and do what is best for the situation. So this comes with guidance and with also applying our intelligence. So every situation that comes across, like you said, is not necessarily positive, but we have to look at the background and say, what is Krishna trying to teach me? Is there anything that I need to learn from this? How do I improve being a better devotee? How should I handle this situation without causing any offenses? And how do I become a good example so that others can look at us and say, there is something different about this person. What is? So I'll give you one example. There's a devotee named Rupanuga Prabhu in California, and he's a professor. And teaching in university, he would be exposed to different kinds of unpleasant situations, let me just put it like that. But he would always conduct himself in a very Vaishnava manner, even though people didn't know that he was a devotee. And one of his students, they noticed there is something different about you. And she went and approached Rupanuga Prabhu. And, and when Rupanuga Prabhu saw that she was mature enough, he revealed to her that, he's a practicing Hare Krishna. And just by that impact, she started chanting Hare Krishna. I think she's now initiated, and she herself is a practicing devotee. So sometimes Krishna puts us through situations to see how we can become actually good examples for others to follow. You see in the life of the Pandavas, how much troubles they had, how many, they lost pretty much everything, right? They lost their family, their house was burnt, their wealth was stolen, their wife was forcibly, dishonored, so many things. But they always remained loyal to the process of Krishna consciousness. They always practiced Krishna consciousness. They always were good models for everyone. So sometimes Krishna puts his great devotees into trouble so that others can learn just by seeing how they behave. right? So remember, Krishna is in control, and remember that we have a great responsibility also. Does that help? Yes?
I also have one more question. That
Yes,
how
Prabhu.
do you, like, when Draupadi was getting disrobed, she was holding on to her sari with one hand and praying to Krishna with the other, but Krishna didn't appear. But when he left, like when she left and put her both hands on the air, yeah. So then Krishna came. But then how do you get that faith?
How do you get the faith that Krishna will come? Leave both the hands. So Draupadi is teaching us through the example. Sometimes we hold on to different things. So Krishna is in control. We have to understand that we are not in control. And only when we fully surrender, then Krishna will take charge. It's very challenging, right? It's very difficult. It's how do I know that I'm fully surrendering to Krishna? Isn't that the question? It's like, am I doing enough? So we act according to our capacity. So our capacity, at least my capacity, is much limited compared to the capacity of Draupadi. She's a greater devotee, and she has more responsibilities and higher level of Krishna consciousness. So Krishna sometimes tests his devotees even more. He may not subject his some of the other devotees to so much of harsh tests. But it is important that the principle should always be kept in mind, that we should learn to, end of the day, conduct ourselves by exemplifying that our actions respect that Krishna is in control. Right? So if we conduct ourselves in that manner, then it becomes easy. And when you're in your complete helplessness, at that time when you call Krishna, Krishna will come running. He has no other choice. So sometimes Krishna is waiting. Do you really want me? You're holding on to that sari. Do you really want me? You still are doing something. Maybe you can handle it. And when in complete state of utter helplessness, when you say, Krishna, I can't do anything, you only can do from here, then Krishna will handle it. So sometimes Krishna puts us through that situation to force that complete surrender. So you should also look at it like that. Does that help? Okay, thank you very much. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.